So right now today, there are cars sitting on dealer lots quietly bleeding money, not from damage, not from theft, from interest payments. The dealer is paying every single day just to let that car sit there unsold. And the longer it sits, the more desperate that dealer gets to get rid of it. I've been in the car business for over 15 years. I sold cars, I ran the finance office, I owned a used car dealership. I know exactly which units the dealer is desperate to move, exactly what number a dealer will actually take, and exactly the moves that get you there. By the end of this video, you walk into a showroom and you're the one holding the leverage. So if the next 90 seconds is already making you rethink your last car purchase or your next one, do me a favor and hit subscribe right now. Because what I'm about to explain is the actual reason dealers have flipped from having all the power to being scared of losing the sale. Now here's something almost no customer knows. The dealership doesn't own the car on the lot. Not really. They floor plan it. Basically a credit line from a bank just to have that car sitting there. And they pay daily interest on every unsold unit. Every single day that car doesn't sell, it costs the dealer money, real money, out of their pocket. For years, that didn't matter because during COVID, there weren't enough cars to go around. Buyers were begging. Dealers had all the leverage and they used it. That world is gone. Inventory is back. Lots are stuffed. And that means the power flipped back to you. And most buyers still don't know it. So the question isn't, will this dealer negotiate? The question is, how desperate is this specific dealer on this specific car on this specific day? That's what you need to find out before you say a word about price. So here's how you find the desperate cars. 3 things. Write these down. 1, know the invoice, not the sticker. MSRP is a made-up number designed to anchor you high. The invoice, what the dealer actually paid, is public information now. A 10-minute search before you go tells you where the real floor is. 2, know how many days that unit has been sitting. Run the VIN, check Carfax listings, or just ask the salesperson how long it's been on the lot and watch their face. A confident, quick answer usually means a fresh car. A hesitation, a vague answer, a subject change, that's a car they need gone. 3, understand what that number means. 60, 90 days and up on a lot is not a nice car nobody wants. It's leverage sitting there waiting for you to pick it up. Fresh inventory, 30 days or less, don't expect much room. They don't need to move it yet. Now, here's where most people lose the deal before it even starts. The salesperson is going to ask you, what monthly payment are you comfortable with? Do not answer that question, ever. Why? Because a payment number is infinitely flexible. They can hit almost any payment you name by stretching the loan to 84 months, by hiding fees inside the financing, by quietly padding an add-on into the back end. You'll drive off thinking you got a deal, and you have no idea what you actually paid for the car. Here's your one line, memorize it. Now let's talk out the door price. Everything included, tax, fees, everything. What's your best number? So say that and only that every time payment comes up. Now, once you've got a real out the door number on paper, here's your next weapon, and it costs you nothing. Silence. They give you a number. You don't react. No smile, no wince, nothing. You just look at it, pause, and say, is that the best you can do? Then you stop talking. Whoever talks next in that silence usually loses ground, and it's rarely going to be you because you already know what you're waiting to hear. So next move, the phone. Casually glance down at it mid-negotiation and say something like, let me just see what the other dealer came back with. You don't need a real quote sitting in your inbox. You just need them to believe one might be. Perceived competition is often enough on its own to get a manager to cut margin they weren't planning to cut. Now, timing matters more than people think. The last 3 days of the month, dealers are chasing quotas, volume bonuses from the manufacturer that can be worth real money to the store. Deals that got rejected on the 15th sometimes get approved on the 29th because the math changed for the dealership, not for you. Walk in during that window and you're negotiating against their calendar, not just their margin. The end of the year is an even better time to use this strategy. So, last move, and it's the one with the most power. When they look at you and say, that's the absolute best we can do, you calmly say you're going to think it over and you stand up. No drama, no ultimatum, just a clean walk toward the door. More often than you'd expect, that's the exact moment you hear, hold on, let me see what I can do. That's not an accident. That's the moment the dealer realizes the deal and the margin is about to walk out with you. But, and this matters, it only works if 2 things are true. You're genuinely willing to leave, and your number was grounded in the invoice and the days on lot, not a fantasy. Lowball a fresh car by $5,000 and walk out. Nobody's chasing you into the parking lot. Credibility is what makes the walkaway work. Now, just last month, a buyer who used this exact play on me, invoice number in hand, walked in the last week of the month, anchored on out the door price, knocked roughly $1,300 off a deal that started as firm earlier in the month. The new car manager magically could discount the car further this time around because they needed to hit a target number on new car quota for the month. Same car, same lot, different approach. So here's the part almost nobody prepares for. You can win everything on the sales floor and still lose the deal in the finance office. That's not just paperwork back there. The effort F&I manager is a closer, trained to sell extended warranties, paint and fabric protection, gap insurance, wheel and tire packages. Roll $3,000 of that into your loan and you'll forget it's even there until you're paying interest on it for 6 years. Simple rule, say no to everything by default. If you actually want gap coverage, buy it through your own insurance company. It's usually a fraction of the dealer markup. And remember, the deal is not done at all until you physically walk out of that F&I office. If you do want any of those coverages, always start your offer at 60% off their asking price. They're almost always marked up 2 to 3 times cost. Now, let's lock it in. Know the invoice and the days on lot. Show up in the last 3 days of the month. Anchor on out the door price, never payment. Use silence. Signal competition with the phone. Be ready, genuinely ready to walk. And don't let the F&I office undo every win you just made. I'm not saying every dealer's out to get you. I'm saying the system is built to squeeze profit out of buyers who don't know these things. This channel exists to hand that leverage back to you. So if you want all 5 of these moves in one place to pull up right before you walk in, click the link below for the free cheat sheet. And if you want the next layer, what actually happens inside that F&I office, move by move, that video is linked right here. I'll see you in the next one.